Let me tell you the most dangerous thing you can do to someone who's trying to hurt you. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. No anger, no tears, no explanation, no defense, no reaction whatsoever. Just cold, calculated indifference. You know what happens? They spiral, they panic, they self-destruct, because the thing they wanted most, your emotional energy, your attention, your pain, you just refuse to give it to them. And that destroys people in ways revenge never could. I'm talking about real power here. Not the fake power of getting back at someone. Not the temporary satisfaction of telling them off or exposing them. I'm talking about the kind of power that makes toxic people wake up in the middle of the night thinking about you. The kind that makes manipulators question their own reality. The kind that drives narcissists absolutely insane. The power of giving them nothing. Today, we're diving deep into why your indifference is more devastating than any revenge you could ever take. Why silence is the ultimate psychological weapon, and how to master the art of not giving a damn in a way that changes your life forever. By the end of this video, you'll understand why the people who hurt you fear your silence more than they'll ever fear your anger. Let's get into it. Okay, first thing you need to understand, people who try to hurt you aren't actually trying to hurt you. I know that sounds crazy, but hear me out. What they're actually trying to do is get a reaction. They're trying to provoke an emotional response that proves they still have power over you. Think about it. Your ex keeps posting cryptic quotes about fake people or lessons learned. Why? They want you to see it, get upset, and either respond or post your own cryptic stuff back. That coworker who undermines you in meetings, they're not just trying to make you look bad. They're trying to see you get flustered, defensive, emotional. That toxic family member who brings up your failures at every gathering. They're fishing for that hurt look in your eyes, that crack in your voice, that defensive explanation. They're feeding off your reaction. And here's the thing that's going to blow your mind. Your reaction is the reward, not your pain specifically. Your reaction to the pain. Because your reaction tells them three things. 1, they still matter to you. Even if it's negative, even if you hate them, the fact that they can affect your emotional state means they're still relevant in your world. 2, they still have control. They can make you angry, sad, defensive, or anxious with their actions. They're controlling your emotional state. That's power. 3, their tactics are working. Every reaction reinforces their behavior. It's like feeding a stray cat. You do it once, and it keeps coming back. So what happens when you stop reacting? You take away their entire reason for messing with you in the first place. It's like showing up to a fight and your opponent just sits down and starts reading a book. What do you even do with that? You can't beat someone who won't play the game. But here's where it gets really interesting. When you stop reacting, something psychological happens to them, and it's brutal. All right, let's get into the psychology of why indifference is so devastating to people who thrive on drama and control. Reason number 1, it breaks their narrative. Toxic people, manipulators, narcissists, they all have a story in their head about you, about who you are and how you'll react. They think, if I do X, they'll do Y. They've probably been testing you for years, learning your patterns, figuring out exactly what buttons to push. But when you stop reacting, their entire script falls apart. They don't know how to handle you anymore. You've become unpredictable, and unpredictable is dangerous to them. Reason number 2, it denies them narcissistic supply. If you've ever dealt with a narcissist, and statistically you probably have, You know they feed off attention. Any attention. Positive attention. Great, they love it. Negative attention. Even better, because now they're the victim of your overreaction. But no attention? That's starvation. Narcissists need emotional reactions from others to feel alive, to feel powerful, to feel like they exist. It's called narcissistic supply, and it's literally like a drug to them. When you give them nothing, no anger, no sadness, no acknowledgement, you're cutting off their supply, and they will lose their minds trying to get it back. Reason number 3. Your indifference triggers their deepest fear. You want to know what manipulators and toxic people are actually terrified of. Being irrelevant, being forgotten, being so utterly unimportant that people don't even bother to hate them. They just don't think about them at all. When you stop reacting, you're essentially saying without words, you don't matter enough for me to care. And that cuts deeper than any insult you could ever throw at them. Reason number 4, it flips the power dynamic completely. Here's the thing about emotional reactions. They reveal vulnerability. When someone makes you angry, you've shown them they can control your emotional state. When someone makes you cry, you've shown them they can hurt you. When someone makes you defensive, you've shown them they can make you feel like you need to prove something. But when you show nothing, when you're just calm, unbothered, moving on with your life, now they're the ones who look desperate. They're the ones who look pathetic. They're the ones who are clearly still hung up on you. The power dynamic has completely flipped, and everybody can see it. Now, let me walk you through exactly what happens when you master the art of no reaction. Because toxic people follow a predictable pattern when their usual tactics stop working. And it's fascinating to watch once you know what to look for. Stage 1. Confusion. At first, they're confused. This isn't how you usually respond. They're expecting anger or sadness, or at least an explanation. But you give them nothing. They might test you again, just to make sure. Maybe they escalate slightly. A more pointed comment. A more obvious manipulation attempt. Still nothing from you. Now they're really confused. Did you not see it? Did you not care? What's going on? Stage 2. Increased effort. This is when it gets interesting. Because when their normal tactics don't work, they don't just give up. They try harder. The ex who wanted you to see their post starts posting more frequently, more obviously. The coworker who undermined you starts doing it more blatantly. The toxic friend starts reaching out directly instead of through subtle digs. They're desperately trying to get back that emotional response they're used to getting. And you're still giving them nothing. Stage 3. The extinction burst. This is a real psychological term. An extinction burst is when a behavior that's being ignored suddenly gets way worse before it stops completely. Think of it like a toddler throwing a tantrum. If you stop reacting to tantrums, what happens? The kid throws an even bigger tantrum. Same thing happens with toxic adults. They'll do something dramatic, something that should get a reaction out of you. Maybe they spread a rumor. Maybe they try to turn mutual friends against you. Maybe they reach out with some fake crisis to bait you into responding. This is the moment where most people break, because it's hard. It's really hard to watch someone actively try to hurt you and just not respond. But here's what you need to understand. The extinction burst means you're winning. It means they're panicking. It means their tactics aren't working. It means they're losing control. And if you can hold strong through this phase, if you can maintain your indifference even when they escalate, you break them. Stage 4. The collapse. Eventually, if you hold firm, one of two things happens. Either they move on to an easier target, someone who will give them the reaction they need, or they completely fall apart trying to get your attention. And honestly, both outcomes are a win for you, because either way, you're free. They're no longer occupying space in your head. They're no longer controlling your emotions. They're no longer relevant. And the best part, you didn't have to win any argument. You didn't have to expose them. You didn't have to get revenge. You just stopped playing their game. And that was enough. All right. So you understand why indifference is powerful. Now, let's talk about how to actually do it. Because I know what you're thinking. This sounds great in theory, but how do I actually not react when someone's pushing every button I have? Fair question. Let's break it down. Step 1. Understand the difference between suppression and indifference. This is crucial. I'm not telling you to suppress your emotions. That's unhealthy, and it doesn't work long term. What I'm talking about is genuine indifference, actually not caring. And there's a process to get there. You can't fake indifference. People can feel the difference between someone pretending not to care and someone who genuinely doesn't. So how do you get to real indifference? Step 2. Grieve the relationship, whatever it was. This is the part people skip, and it's why they can't achieve true indifference. Whether it's an ex, a former friend, a toxic family member, or a backstabbing coworker, you have to actually process the loss and let it go. Not just say you've moved on. Actually move on. That might mean therapy. It might mean journaling. It might mean having one good cry and then making the conscious decision to release them from your mind. But you have to do it, because you can't be indifferent to something you're still emotionally attached to. Step 3. Redirect your energy. Here's the secret. You don't achieve indifference by trying not to care. You achieve it by caring about something else more. Pour your energy into yourself, your goals, your growth, the people who actually deserve your attention. When your life is full of things that actually matter, toxic people automatically become background noise. It's not about forcing yourself not to think about them. It's about having so many better things to think about that they naturally fade away. Step 4. The grayrock method. When you can't go full no contact. Sometimes you can't completely avoid someone. Maybe it's a coworker. Maybe it's a family member you see at holidays. Maybe you share kids with your ex. In those cases, use the grayrock method. Be as boring and uninteresting as a grey rock. Give short, neutral answers. Don't share personal information. Don't engage emotionally. Just be bland. How are you? Fine. Did you hear what I said about you? Nope. Why are you being like this? Like what? I'm just busy. Anyway, gotta go. No drama, no emotion, no reaction. Just polite, boring, nothing. They can't feed off energy you don't give them. Step 5. Document, don't engage. If someone's behavior crosses into harassment or could affect you professionally or legally, document everything. Screenshots, emails, witnesses. But don't engage, don't respond. Just collect evidence if you need it later. The beauty of not reacting is that when someone escalates and you stay calm, they look crazy. They look like the aggressor. They look unstable. Let their behavior speak for itself while your silence speaks for you. Step 6. Build an impenetrable life. This is the ultimate goal. Build a life so fulfilling, so aligned with your values, so full of people who actually care about you, that toxic people literally cannot penetrate it. Not because you're defending against them, but because there's just no space for them. No entry point, no vulnerability they can exploit. when your life is that solid, indifference isn't something you perform. It's just who you are. Now let's zoom out for a minute and talk about why this works on a deeper level. Because this isn't just a manipulation tactic. This is rooted in ancient philosophy that's been proven true for thousands of years. The Stoics understood this. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote in his personal journal, which we now know as Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He understood that the only thing you truly control in this life is your own mind, your own reactions, your own emotional state, not what people do to you, not what they say about you, not how they try to manipulate you, just how you respond, or in this case, how you don't respond. Buddhism teaches the same thing. One of the core teachings in Buddhism is about detachment, not in a cold, unfeeling way, but in understanding that suffering comes from attachment. When you are attached to someone's opinion of you, their actions control your peace. When you're attached to the outcome of a situation, you suffer when it doesn't go your way. But when you detach, when you release that need for things to be a certain way, you become free. Sun Tzu knew it too. In The Art of War, Sun Tzu writes, "The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. That's what strategic indifference is. You're winning the battle without ever engaging in combat. Because the person trying to provoke you, they're fighting. They're expending energy. They're getting frustrated and making mistakes. And you're just living your life, unbothered, untouchable." Here's the deeper truth. Most people go through life giving away their power constantly. They let their mood be determined by other people's actions. They let their self-worth be determined by other people's opinions. They let their peace be stolen by other people's drama. And they wonder why they feel powerless. But when you master indifference, when you truly internalize that other people's behavior has nothing to do with you and says nothing about you, everything changes. You stop being a victim of circumstances and start being the author of your own experience. You stop reacting to life and start responding to it. Or better yet, you stop letting certain things even register as worthy of a response. That's not cold. That's not being emotionless. That's freedom. So let's bring this home. Right now, somewhere in your life, there's probably someone who's trying to get under your skin. Maybe they're actively trying to hurt you. Maybe they're just being toxic without even realizing it. Maybe they're narcissists feeding off your reactions, and up until now, you've probably been giving them what they want. The angry text back, the defensive explanation, the hurt look on your face, the vague post that everyone knows is about them. All of that, that's giving them power. Today, you take that power back, not by fighting, not by exposing them, not by getting revenge, but by becoming someone they can't touch, someone who doesn't react, doesn't engage, doesn't play the game, someone who's so genuinely unbothered that their attempts at manipulation just bounce off. Imagine what that version of you looks like. They try to bait you into an argument. You smile politely and change the subject. They spread rumors about you. You don't address them, don't defend yourself. Just keep living your life so well that people can see the rumors are bullshit. They try to make you jealous or angry or insecure, and you feel nothing because they genuinely don't matter enough to you anymore to trigger those emotions. That's the goal. And when you get there, and you will get there if you commit to this, something magical happens. People who used to stress you out become irrelevant. They're not even on your radar anymore. The energy you used to waste on drama and toxic people, you reinvested into yourself, your goals, the people who actually deserve it. Your life becomes quieter, calmer, more focused. And the people who try to hurt you, they're still out there, probably trying to provoke someone else now, because you're no longer available for their games. You've become untouchable, not because you built walls or became cold, but because you understood a fundamental truth. The most powerful response is no response at all. The strongest statement is silence. The ultimate revenge is indifference. So the next time someone tries to hurt you, tries to provoke you, tries to steal your peace, remember this video. Take a breath, smile to yourself, and give them absolutely nothing. Watch them spiral while you thrive. That's real power. If you made it to the end of this video, you're serious about taking your power back, and I respect that. Hit that subscribe button right now. I drop videos every week on psychology, personal power, and the mindset shifts that actually change lives. Drop a comment and tell me, who's the person you need to stop reacting to? You don't have to name them, just tell me the situation. I read every comment, and if this video clicked something for you, smash that like button. It helps other people who need this message find it. Alright, that's it from me. Now go out there and become untouchable. I'll see you in the next one.